Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for February 11th. Okay, I do have a few tickers in play this evening on my watch list, so I'm just going to try to get through with this watch list as swiftly as possible because this is just a defining plan right now, and tomorrow morning I will wake up a little bit earlier to take a look at these tickers that I'm picking tonight and see which ones are actually panning out. But before we even go there, let's start with the futures. Okay, so the SPY initially opened up higher today at around 6 p.m. when it first opened on the futures, but then from then on it basically just kept selling off right now, and we are in a slight interim downtrend. Currently, the stock looks like it wants to reach this 2700 area right now, and it's breached 2705. So if it comes back up, we'll see what it does from here. What I like to think right now is that from this day here, when it snapped this interim uptrend line, the stock has or is trying to bounce, but we are seeing well, if we're just looking at the overall trend from here, right, when this fell off the cliff here, this is the low, and then we have made a lower low, but however we don't have a lower high yet. Okay, some could say the trend started from here, the downtrend started from here, right? So we have a lower high, lower low, and then another lower low, lower high, and now another lower low, but no lower high. So it seems to me like this trend is either about to reverse and go back up, or it's just going to chop sideways a little bit. It really needs to decide what it wants to do, if it can reclaim this 2710 from here. If it reclaims, then it's going to come right back up. However, if it gets stuffed again, which is kind of showing signs right now, we are in chop city until it makes another lower low. So let's watch that from there. I am anticipating the markets to be a tad choppier than usual on the Monday, but we did have a nice bounce back up at the close on Friday right here. As you can see, I've marked this downtrend line right here from a few days ago. So we'll have to see this test, this 27 or 270, 150. Okay, we'll have to see this test. We are gapping down a little bit, so we are holding just a tad above this 270 right now. I've marked off some support areas. The 270, obviously a very key psychological whole number, and the 269.25s area. Okay, so I'm just going to move this down a little bit and zoom out, and you'll see that 269.25 tested a lot of support areas here. So as long as a 269.25 it's looking like it's reclaiming, right? But as long as it holds, then we should be in this chop city zone. Okay, so mark this trend line off real quick. I mean, some can even mark it off like about here. But then we got the after hours, so it doesn't really count. So we'll see if this 270 holds tomorrow, right? If it doesn't hold, it could magnet down to this 269.25. From here, you can either look for a bounce or look for a continuation to the downside. And the next support area, 268.5. Looking on the daily chart, same levels, right? As it's down gapping, I think it wants to test this 9 EMA over here. So this 9 EMA is very close to the 269.25s area. From there, we'll see what it does, right? Okay, so that's the SPY and the overall market for now. So a few tickers on the watch list this evening. First up is EA. EA still has a massive relative volume. On Friday, it squeezed stupid. Personally, I want to talk about this. I will be watching this. I know from the day it dropped on earnings, I've been talking about it's time to short. It's time to short, right? After the first day of the earnings reaction, the next day, I tried to short it, and I got bit just a little bit. I got out real quick and early, and basically I took paper cuts up along the way here. I think I took a paper cut around here. And then I took a little bit of a paper cut, let's see, around this area, right? from then on, I just let it go. And then on this day, I totally missed this up move, and I was looking to short it, but then my bias kind of let go when I saw this run up, and I quickly let go of my short bias, and I just let it run. Now, by the time I was looking at it and I decided to let go of my bias, this thing was flagging all over the place, and it was just running, right? So I never really was able to develop a thesis to get in. Although, I mean, looking at it right now, I could have gotten in here. I could have gotten in around here as well. So 2 places I could have gotten. I did manage to get a scalp long on it from around this area, ride it all the way up. So I did make a few bucks off it, and I did scalp it down short a little bit here. But I mean, as you can see, the overall move was very bullish. It ran up, it ran up like 10, 12 points on this day. So if you were a bull on this day, this would have been a fantastic day. Now, looking at this chart right now, because of the overall relative volume, it's still squeezing like stupid. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that's thinking this thing is super overextended right now, right? It does have a positive catalyst. The company came out with a result of their newest game release, and it received very well. The game, I believe, is called Apex Legends. However, I'm not sure if it's gonna run one more day tomorrow. I mean, if we're just gonna look at it from the start of the year alone, this stock is hitting 52 weeks highs, right? Just from the year alone, it's hitting its 2019 highs right now. And to me, it looks like it wants that 100 target, the magical number of 100. So my first bias on this is, okay, if it holds some sort of support tomorrow, I'm gonna long it for the 100, and from 100 we'll have to see if it pulls back or not. It should pull back, or it could pull back. We don't know. It could even squeeze up some more. Definitely don't know. But to me, the stock looked like it wants 100. So I'm looking for a dip to get long, as long as 95.50 to 96 area holds, right? So I'm looking at this chart. Let's mark this off: 99, 95.50, and 96. So I'm looking at this chart tonight, and I was looking for some sort of support area, right? As it was coming up, I mean, it broke out, held support, so we know this is support now, right? Around this area, and it came up, came back down, tested support. We know this is support now, and then it came up again, and then this is major support, which is actually right under the whole number of 95 and the VWAP. And then essentially here at the 95, that's major support as well, right? And then after hours or late day, this little candle, this little 15-minute candle kind of held this 95.50 area and ran again into the close. So I'm looking for a dip to hold this area right here, and if it does form higher lows, then I want to get long, and I want to ride it up to the 100 mark. From 100, where do we go? I don't know, but you'll be sure to know that if I did get in good, I'll be holding a small piece and see if it breaks out 100 and keep going. Okay, so that's EA. On the short side, though, I mean, if I miss the up move, I'll be watching for the 100 rejection. Okay. I'll also be watching closely on the short if it stays below this whole 95.50 to 96 area. If it comes back down and stays below and gets stuffed, I'll be watching for the short. Okay. And for the sell-off, basically, if it stays down here, all these buyers will know that it's having trouble, and they will want to take some profits. Okay, so I will want to get short if it stays under this 95.50 area to 96 area. So that's EA. Next up, we have Activision. Activision is in a wedge right now. Okay, we have very key defined support level from 43.20 to 43.30. Okay, uh, currently I don't want to act upon it just as of yet. It's still in the very tight wedge. Okay, so here is the downtrend line, and here is the uptrend line. Okay, now it might seem on Friday that it has held support of 43, like it bounced back and then it held this key support area. We're currently sitting at 43.50. I want to see a dip out the gates and see if this support area holds. I mean, if you look at this whole area right here, okay, I believe I called this area on my last watch list, but as you can see from a technical standpoint, this is key support. Okay, prior resistance now becomes support. It tried to dip a little bit and it's holding, and then late day it's still holding. So if it dips and holds the support area, I do want to get long. Actually, I do want to get long. I know it hasn't broken it hasn't broken out of the wedge yet, but this support area is major in my opinion. I want to see a dip, hold the support, ride it back up, break, anticipate the break of this downtrend line, and we should get a very powerful move up to the 44 at least, which is key resistance or psychological whole number. And then we have seen the stock test and break above 44, right? So if it breaks out 44 and starts holding, then it's another add or long, right? And then it's going to magnet up to this 200 SMA or the 45 area. So I do want to keep ATVI on the close watch. We still do have higher relative volume. Looking on the daily chart, I mean, as weak as it opened and it closed, it sold off a little lower than the prior day's close. It got bought right back up, and we are making higher lows, right? We are also seeing more volume than the consolidation day. Okay, so higher relative volume. I know it closed down a little bit. I'll be watching. As long as the support area holds, it needs to hold. Then I like the long. However, if it snaps and it stays under, I won't want to be short until it permanently stays under 43. So I actually want to see this uptrend line snap and then it stays under 43, and then I want to get short. Okay, so that's ATVI. Finally, TTWO, another gaming stock. I know tonight we have 3 gaming stocks here. However, the reason why I picked these 3 gaming stocks is because they all hold higher relative volume. All right. This one out of the 3 has the least of the relative volume. It's only 1.5 right now on the RVOL. However, the daily chart's looking very bullish. It's looks like it wants to keep running up. Okay, I want to see a dip out the gates and see it hold support around this 96.50 area. Okay, actually, let's bring it down a little bit. Basically, the closing price of this candle. So 96.40s. Let's mark that off. Okay, so coincidentally, the 50 EMA here on the 5-minute chart and the 96 key psychological whole number. Okay, so zooming out just a tad, I want to show you this key support area right here that I've picked out. And I want to see the dip hold. We're at 97.10 right now, watching for the dip to hold and then a bounce to test this high right here at 98.50s, 98.75s. And to me, I think it wants to test and come back up to this 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart, the $99, $100 mark. Right? I do like that thesis, and it's looking bullish. There's a nice uptrend going on right now, coming from here for the past few days. Okay, Yes, we do have like a little wedge going on as well, but it's the same thing as ATVI, but this chart looks better than ATVI in my opinion, just because of this massive green candle from the sell-off day, right? And then another green candle. So it looks better to me. It does have a little bit more room to go up. And we have clear definition of support, okay? Also mark off the 95 key psychological whole number. Okay, watch that. Yeah, that's TTWO. And then I have 3 stocks on the side watch. First up is CGC. The reason why these 3 stocks are on side watch is because they don't have higher relative volume, but everything else I do like on the chart here. CGC, let's go through this real quick. I like this area. This looks like some sort of it's coming down into a double or triple bottom. Okay, and it might bounce. It might. Okay, don't quote me for it. So as long as I want to watch this thing come down a little bit more and test this 45 area, I'll give it maybe 20 cents. So 44.80 to 45. As long as it holds and starts making higher low from here, I like to ride it back up. Okay, on the daily chart, we do see higher lows forming right now. Looking at the daily chart overall, this is it's pretty much overbought, and this to me is a very steep pullback in my opinion. It's coming down into some sort of support level right here, and I do think if it does bounce off the key psychological whole number of 45, it does have potential to come back up tomorrow and test the highs at the very least, right? So wheat stocks overall, the market is they have some sort of a bullish sentiment on the wheat stocks right now, and CGC is announcing earnings on Thursday as well. What I like about this chart is a very key defined support level, right? If this support level snaps and the stock stays under it, then I would swap my bias and short it, and I'll risk this key level here as a short, and then we could have a big potential to bring it back down to the 40s, right? We should see some resilience here at the 44 and the 42.50s, and then the 40 area. So a play on both the long and the short side. We have key resistance here at the 47. So I mean, if I were to get long here and ride it, 47 would be my ultimate target. Maybe bring it back up to this 200 SMA here on the 15-minute chart. CGC. SQ. This chart on the daily definitely looks bullish, right? It's an engulfing bullish candle. However, the relative volume is not there, right? This is a major squeeze and buying momentum altogether in one on this day. What I want to see is I want to remain bullish, but it's going to stay on the side watch for me. I want to see it dip and hold. As long as it holds this 73 mark here, as you can see, 73 tested a lot. It's a huge prior resistance. Now it's become support. So I want to see a pullback, hold this 73, and then I'll go long. And we have a pretty nice, if you can see here, there's a little cupping action right here. And if it breaks 74, I think this thing will squeeze out, right? There's like this little cupping action. Let me see if I can draw it out. I mean, can you see this little action? So this is pretty much looking like bullish to me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. If a dip, hold the 33, then take the long, anticipate the breakout, and you can actually potentially ride it up to here first, and then here, and then here, and here, right? Okay, so that's SQ. Next up, and finally, the last stock of the day. This is a real sleeper. Okay, SFIX. I like SFIX because of the daily chart as well. It's just like SQ, right? Um, it's on side watch, but I think this thing has a lot of potential to break out and squeeze tomorrow, right? Once again, if I pull down the annotation tools real quick, you can see we're flagging, okay? We have this pop, drop, and a little roundabout. This candle on the daily chart is a sign of a reversal, okay? Now let me erase these lines real quick here. Zooming in a little bit. Let me see if I can zoom in some more. Yeah, 2250. Okay, we have a key area right here at 2250. If it breaks out up and above 2250, I like the long, man. I think this thing's gonna squeeze out. There are a lot of shorts piled in. I mean, look at all these wicks. It's short sellers hammering it down, hammering it down, hammering it down, right? And then we finally have this day. It has reclaimed the 9 EMA. Okay. On the close, it looks like we have some buying action, overnight action, and we have held this key support level at 2230. So looking for a dip to hold the 2230. If it holds and then it starts showing like higher lows, then I'm going to try to get in anticipating this breakout. And I think if it does break out and up and over this 2250 area, the squeeze will happen and the volume will come in and the momentum buying will come, right? So it's definitely on a side watch for me. I mean, the overall volume is only 700K, which is liquid enough. But compared to a lot of stocks that I play on the usual, I mean, the volume is on the lower side in my opinion. So we'll just have to see. I do like it though. I mean, this is like a prime continuation play. This is one of the plays that is in Trick's playbook. But I won't explain the psychology behind it though. I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow. If it works, then you'll see me making a video out of it. That's it from Watchlist this evening. If you enjoyed what you watched, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, right? Check out the video links description in the description, right? All the links. If you want to join me and all the fantastic members at Trick Trades learning how to trade, there is a discount code in there. There's a link in there as well as a link to my mentor's YouTube channel. There's a lot of free stuff in there. He's recently doing a vlog right now, which is very entertaining to watch. So check that out, and I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Ciao.